Okay, everyone, we have come to the final question type of the reading section by Go Inter Academy. In this video, we will look at one of the most difficult question types, almost as difficult as matching headings. Because mistakes in these questions can cause your scores to drop down significantly. When answering this question type, you'll be given a set of incomplete sentences, usually around 5 or 6, and then a list of possible sentence endings labeled A to K, for example. And your job is to match each sentence beginning with the most logical and accurate ending based on the information in the passage. So the endings may look similar or share keywords, but only one of them will complete the meaning correctly based on what the passage actually says. So now we'll go through each question one by one, explaining where in the passage the information comes from, why the correct answer is correct, and how we eliminate other options that don't really fit the answers. So now let's dive into the first question. Question 1. Biologists in Alaska monitor adult fish. We need to complete this sentence using one of the endings from A to K. In paragraph D it says, biologists continuously monitor fish populations in real time. They employ sonar tracking, aerial surveys, and streamside counting towers to assess salmon numbers as they return to spawn. We also get this in paragraph D. If populations appear low, biologists have the authority to halt fishing activities immediately. So this monitoring system is not just how the biologists observe. It is also to ensure there are enough salmon returning to spawn, so the fishery remains sustainable in the long term. Now let's go through each option one by one. A. To acknowledge fisheries that uphold sustainability practices. So the passage tells us that this is a role of the Marine Stewardship Council, not biologists. So we take this out. Option B, to operate successfully. Honestly, it's too vague because this doesn't tell us anything about what is being operated successfully. So we're going to take it out as well. Option C, to certify fisheries for international export. Again, this is not mentioned anywhere, so we're going to take it out. Option D, to regulate and adjust fishing practices when necessary. Honestly, this seems close because in paragraph B that we looked at earlier, monitoring is a part of the system. But remember, this sentence is about why they monitor, not the policy it supports. So let's keep that as a maybe. Option E, to increase awareness of climate-related risks. So this is discussed later in the passage, but not really related to biologists monitoring fish. So we're going to take it out as well. Option E, to certify their products as environmentally responsible. Not really relevant with what we saw in the paragraph. So this one is out too. Option G, to maintain population levels for future harvests. Bingo! This aligns exactly with what paragraph D describes. Monitoring helps biologists know when to pause fishing to protect population numbers, ensuring salmon can return, spawn, and be harvested again in the future. So let's put a pin on this for now and see how the other options are like first before we decide. Option H, to highlight problems in fisheries outside Alaska. This is not mentioned anywhere in paragraph D, or the role of biologists, so we're going to take it out. Option I, to ensure the protection of salmon eggs. This sounds logical, but this detail is never explicitly mentioned in paragraph D. And the passage talks about adult fish returning, not what happens after they spawn. So we can say that this is a bit too broad, too narrow, and we're going to take it out. Option J, to reduce overdependence on fishing exports. Paragraph D didn't mention anything about exports, so we're going to take it out. Option K, to impose a complete halt on fishing activities. That's what happens after monitoring shows low numbers, but this question is asking why they monitor, not what happens as a result. So after going through everything, we can say that G is the correct answer for question 1. Going to the next question, field scientists have the power. We're going to go back to paragraph D, where field scientists are clearly mentioned, which it says, If populations appear low, biologists have the authority to halt fishing activities immediately, sometimes with as little as a single scientist's recommendation. So this tells us two key things: that these field biologists have the authority and the power to get involved immediately when the fishing population appears low. So, judging from all the options we looked at earlier, I believe that a lot of you probably think that option K is the correct answer, because it matches exactly with what was in the paragraph. Well, yes, it's true that biologists can stop fishing activities, but they only do this when the salmon population number is low. So instead of K, we find that D, to regulate and adjust fishing practices when necessary, is the most suitable option, because it is clearly mentioned in the paragraph that these biologists only halt fishing activities when the population appears low. So option D, to regulate and adjust fishing practices when necessary, is the correct answer for the second question. Now we go to the third question. The in-season abundant-based management system has helped Alaska's fishery. So the explanation of this system is again explained in paragraph D, which says, the key to this remarkable recovery has been a system known as the in-season abundant-based management. This adaptive approach has played a critical role in maintaining Alaska's thriving fisheries, even as salmon stocks in other regions have declined. Now, let's look at the remaining options. Option A, to acknowledge fisheries that uphold sustainability practices. So again, as we mentioned earlier, that is the MSC's responsibility, which is mentioned in paragraph E, so we're going to take this out. Option B, to operate successfully. So, according to what we looked at earlier, I'd say that this matches the idea of Alaska's fishery thriving while others decline. It looks simple, but it matches perfectly with the statement. So we can say that B is the correct answer. Going to the next question. The Marine Stewardship Council, MSC, was created. So our job here is to determine why the MSC was founded, the core purpose of MSC. And we see this mentioned in paragraph E, which introduces us to get to know about the MSC. In 1999, the Marine Stewardship Council, or MSC, a global nonprofit organization founded in 1996, began evaluating Alaska's fishery for environmental certification. The MSC's purpose is to recognize sustainable fisheries that meet strict ecological standards, allowing them to use a certification label to inform consumers about responsible fishing practices. So this tells us that the MSC organization exists to acknowledge and certify fisheries that follow sustainability standards. Now let's look at a list of possible endings. A, to acknowledge fisheries that uphold sustainability practices. So this is a direct match to the phrase, recognize sustainable fisheries that meet strict ecological standards. But we're going to hold on to this for now, and we're going to look at other options before we decide. C, to certify fisheries for international exports. The word certify is correct, but the focus that we just looked at there was not focusing on export. The certification is about sustainability. So even though this is close, this is not the correct answer. So we take it out. E, to increase awareness of climate-related risks. Climate change is not really discussed in paragraph F, or not really the purpose of MSC, so we're going to take it out. Option F, to certify their products as environmentally responsible. Now, if you look at paragraph F, which talks about MSC, you can see that this is only a part of what the MSC does. It's not the reason of why MSC was created. So even though this is valid, but it's not as accurate as option A. So after looking at all the options, we find that the correct answer for question 4 is A, to acknowledge fisheries that uphold sustainability practices. Now we go to the fifth question. In response to the 1999 salmon collapse, the Alaskan government decided. So what we're looking for here is what specific action the government took after the salmon collapse, which was mentioned in 1999. And this is what we find in paragraph F. In response, the Alaskan government took immediate actions, shutting down all fisheries, including those serving subsistence needs, in an effort to allow fish populations to recover. So this line is very clear. The government closed down all fisheries, which perfectly matches with the option K, to impose a complete halt on fishing activities. So K is the correct answer for question 5. Now we go to the final question. In September 2000, the MSC granted approval for 7 Alaska fishing companies. So now we're being asked why the MSC granted approval. This information is clearly found at the end of paragraph F. Despite these setbacks, in September 2000, the MSC officially approved Alaska salmon fisheries for certifications. 7 major fishing companies were granted permission to display the MSC label, confirming their commitment to sustainable fishing practices. So these ideas match perfectly with the option F, which says to certify their products as environmentally responsible. Alright guys, so that is a wrap for this video. Here's a tip that I would give you when answering this question type. All the endings, as we've already seen, they all sound grammatically correct, but the test doesn't care about that. You need to match the sentence to facts in the passage, so don't forget to skim to find the part of the text that talks about that topic, then look at what actually happened. That will make it easier to rule out misleading options. So that is all for this video. I'll see you in the next one, which will finally wrap up on what we have completed so far. See you then.